Hey everybody, this is Keith here of Euphoria Pictures. Welcome back to my channel. Right, so for this video, I am going to be reviewing the 4K picture of John Carpenter's They Live. This is a video I've been wanting to do for a while now, and it's only when I watched the movie 2 nights ago and I realised how beautiful the 4K picture looks on this, I felt now was the right time to put a video out for it. And not only that, but I'm going to show comparisons as well and see how this 4K release stacks up against the previous Blu-ray release we had. I'm also going to be showing some different versions of this movie in this video that I have. This being one of them. It's a StudioCanal 4-disc set. Yeah, it's a 4K release, of course. I'm also going to be showing this Zavvi Steelbook of it as well, and it's a 4K release as well. And then I've also got this beautiful StudioCanal Blu-ray of They Live. So yes, I'm going to be taking us around the 3 releases there in a minute or two. 3 beautiful releases to a very, very unique John Carpenter movie. And a lot of people reckon that maybe this was the last great John Carpenter movie. But it has to be said, it is, yeah, unique is the right word to use for this movie. It is an alien invasion movie. The aliens are already here. They've kind of taken over. And the only way you can actually see the aliens is by putting on these special sunglasses. And I just thought the concept of this movie was quite brilliant. And I thought John Carpenter executed it perfectly. John Carpenter takes risks. He always does, and that's why I love him. It's why he's probably one of my favourite directors of all time. And one of the big risks that he took on this movie is casting a wrestler to be the lead role of this movie with Rowdy Piper. And when you do see this movie, the gamble really paid off. He is absolutely fantastic in it, as well as Keith David. And when you do see that fight sequence, I think you all know the fight sequence I'm talking about. Probably one of the greatest fight sequences you will ever see in a movie. It really is that good. And yeah, it's just John Carpenter, just like I said, takes a lot of gambles with his movies, and yeah, he took a lot of gambles with this movie, and he was definitely trying to make a huge political statement with this movie. So much so that I think at the time the government were doing everything they could to stop this movie getting a theatrical release. Now, unfortunately, the movie itself didn't do that well in the box office, but thankfully it has gained a massive cult following, and thank God it has, because it is such a remarkable John Carpenter movie. And great to actually have a 4K release of this movie, and not only that, but to have it in such beautiful releases as well is fantastic. Right, so I'm going to take us around the 3 releases, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about the 4K picture. Right, so this is the 3 releases that I'm going to be showing for They Live, and as you can see, 3 very unique looking artworks as well on all of these releases. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the 4-disc edition from StudioCanal, and then we'll go on to the Steelbooks. So here we go, this is the artwork on it, and I'm not going to lie, I wasn't the biggest fan of these 4-disc sets that they brought out for John Carpenter. I felt this one probably might have been one of the worst of the 4, if I'm completely honest. But it's still very decent, but I've just seen better. As a matter of fact, I think the Steelbooks look better with their artwork. So yeah, just a quick look at that. And then you got the spine of it there, so as you can see, it's quite a thick looking set. And then right around to the back, and again there's a look at your special features, and again some of your technical aspects. So for this box as well, it's a bit of a, I won't say flimsy, but it's definitely by no means a hard box set. And there's no sign of shelf wear as of now, so hopefully it doesn't appear in the future. Please God it doesn't. Right, so we have, what have we got? We've got the disc here, and we've got a booklet. So what I'm going to do is I'll take us quickly around the booklet. And as you can see, it is the same artwork on the main box. It's a shame they didn't do something a bit different. So, right, so I presume it's just a write-up about the movie, the history of the movie, and some of the actors that were actually in the movie. So, yeah, just a simple little booklet. So, yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time with it. So, yeah, that's your booklet. And then we'll take you on to the discs themselves. So I think this folds out. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot about these. There's a few little goodies inside here. So you've got a poster, which I'll show now in a second. And then you've also got some postcards. And check that out. Isn't that great? That is fantastic. So yeah. So a lot of these seem to be black and white. I was going to say all of them. But no, as you can see, you have a few coloured ones in there as well. So look at there's the iconic scene from the movie. So there you go, you've got some, 5 postcards. So put them to a side, and you've got this small little poster. I'm sure I could probably fit this in frame. There's not a double-sided poster, it's just one single side. And there you go, it is the same artwork that you see through this entire set. It's a shame they didn't put a little bit of effort into it and put some different artwork. Right, so here we go, here's the discs themselves, and voila. So you've got your 4K disc there, then you move on to your Blu-ray, then you've got your special features, and then of course you've got your soundtrack. So yeah, that's it for this, and then when you take it around this side, it just shows this unique artwork. And as you can see, it's when Rowdy Piper puts the glasses on, he kind of looks down the street, or looks at the city, and that's what he's seeing. So yeah, love the artwork on the back of that set, and that is your 4K discs. So, or your 4 discs, sorry. Right, so on to the steelbooks we'll go, and we will start with the other 4K steelbook we have. So yeah, I definitely prefer the artwork a lot more on this one. But it is the other steelbook that has the best artwork, because it's the original artwork, which I really do love. So I have removed the J cards off these, folks. I'm not going to waste any time showing the J cards, because it's the same that was on the other disc, or the other set. So yeah, that's a close look at the steelbook, the cover, main cover, and then you've got the spine of it there. And then right around to the back, there we go. They live, we sleep, and I'm loving the back artwork on that. So right, I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to show you the steelbook in full. So yeah, digging on the colour scheme on this, it really does look beautiful. And yeah, big fan of them steelbook editions that they brought out. So as you can see there as well, you have, it's the same disc as that last set. The only thing that's missing is the soundtrack. And there's no picture on the back behind these discs, so I'm not going to bother taking. I don't think there is anyway. No, I don't think there is. So I'm not going to take this disc out. So yeah, that is your 4K steelbook, and then that brings us lastly on to the Blu-ray steelbook, and this is my favourite of all my Day Live editions. I love the artwork on this, and especially when you kind of bend the light against it, I think it looks really does look amazing. So yeah, this is a StudioCanal release, and I think these are very hard to get. As a matter of fact, I think there was a limited run on them. I think there was only around 2,000 copies. So yes, can be quite hard to try and get hold of. And that is the spine of it there. And then take us around to the back, and it's very simple, but it's very effective as well, and I like the look of it. So right, open it up, and that is the steelbook in full. And again, kind of very close to the colour scheme of the other steelbook it is. So yeah, the two of them kind of go well together. And then take us around, and then you have your Blu-ray disc, which I'll show you quickly up front. And then that leads us to the inside artwork of the steelbook. And they've got Rowdy Piper there with a shotgun. So there you go, folks. That is the 3 releases. So you've got the Blu-ray release, you've got the 4-disc StudioCanal release, and then of course you have the Zavvi steelbook. 3 beautiful looking releases for such a wonderful movie. Right, so that is the 3 releases that I have for Day Live, and they really are beautiful looking releases. Right, so on to the 4K transfer, but before we do, let's get through some technical aspects first. It's got an aspect ratio of 235:1. It supports Dolby Vision and HDR10. It has a DTS 5.1 master audio, so no DTS-X or Dolby Atmos. It's got a running time of 94 minutes, and it is a native 4K disc. Right, so just like every other John Carpenter release on 4K, this one is another knockout. It looks astonishing on 4K, it really does. Right from the get-go, you can see a massive increase in resolution and sharpness, and it literally blows the previous Blu-ray out of the water. There's no question about it. There's one scene that really sticks out in particular for me in this movie, and it's going back to that fight sequence between Rowdy Piper and Keith David, when you actually see the alleyway. The amount of detail that can be seen in that scene, whether it's like the debris that's scattered all over the alleyway, whether it's the walls of the alleyway, whether it's their facial details, some of the makeup that you can sort of see on them as the fight kind of progresses. It just stands out so much. And yeah, that scene just always stuck with me when it comes to the 4K release. I just thought it looked amazing. The HDR and Dolby Vision colours are unbelievably vibrant, and that's exactly what you want to see for a movie like Day Live. They really do stand out, and I think you're going to really appreciate some of the colours that you're going to see in this movie. The black levels are spot on, the shadow detail absolutely amazing. I have no complaints with this release on 4K. It just looks, yeah, it looks perfect. And I think if you're a fan of this movie, you really need to check this movie out in 4K. The only thing that's holding this release back is the DTS 5.1 audio. Now, I'm not saying that it's bad, it really isn't, but Scream Factory have brought a release out for this movie as well, and they have a new Dolby Atmos soundtrack on it. Unfortunately, I have not picked it up, but going by some of Scream Factory's other John Carpenter releases that got new Dolby Atmos soundtracks, I'm sure that one is going to sound quite amazing as well. The 5.1 on this one is good, but it's just lacking a bit of atmosphere that I know the Atmos would have brought to it if we did have it. And again, it's one of those things that you kind of just wish that StudioCanal, because I'm such a fan of StudioCanal, you wish they would just make a bit more effort when it comes to the audio and start putting in some Dolby Atmos soundtracks, because movies like this really do lend well to Atmos. And again, hopefully someday I can pick up the Scream Factory release. But as of now, the 5.1 is I'm not going to say adequate, it is good. It really is good. And I think you are going to be very happy with what you hear. Again, it's just a shame that we didn't get the Dolby Atmos soundtrack with it. Right, folks, so there you have it. That is my quick review of the 4K transfer of They Live. And yeah, another winner from John Carpenter. So as per usual, if you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you could leave a comment down below. And please do share your thoughts on this movie. And what did you think of the 4K transfer? And yeah, I hope to see you all again real soon with my next video. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.